Hello everyone. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing really well. P-Heads, Suffy, Sankabanka, Begand, and Mug. Welcome guys. Hope you guys are doing very well now. What's up guys? So, I wanted to make a video about Volume 3, but I have thought maybe it's a better idea to just talk about it on stream and share ideas, and then I'm gonna take highlights of the stream and make a video out of it and upload it to YouTube. So, Volume 3. Welcome, Alexi. I have a reason to believe Volume 3 might not happen. And there's a lot of reason why it will not happen. Let me see if I can grab the picture. I think I have it here. Where did I save it? Can't seems to find it. Anyway, let me just grab it from Konami's website. Welcome, Bucky. Tunkaza. Is it the Portal site? I think it's the Portal site. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, the reason why what I'm about to explain is very important. I need to bring this up. So, Master Collection Volume 1 and Volume 2 has been officially released, well, with the exception of Volume 2 coming by August 27th, 2026, this year. So, Noriyuki Okamura mentioned in one of the Metal Gear production hotline videos is that he said we are obligated to make sure most of the Metal Gear games to be playable to the modern audience. And starting with Volume 1, what Metal Gear games do we have on Volume 1? We have Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear 1, and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. That's 5 games, okay? Then we have the bonus content. The bonus content are Metal Gear the NES version, which is a port of Metal Gear 1, and Snake's Revenge, which is a sequel to the Metal Gear NES version, which is a port of the Metal Gear 1, the MSX version. And then we have the digital graphic novels for Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 2. That's Volume 1. Keep in mind, the main titles of Volume 1 are Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, Metal Gear 1, and Metal Gear 2. These are the main titles. Metal Gear NES, Snake's Revenge, and the digital graphic novel of Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 are considered to be aside titles or optional content for a specific term. Alright, moving on to Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, which is in this picture. So, Volume 2, which was announced a few days ago, have Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker, and these are the two main games, and bonus content, Ghost Babel. But isn't Snake's Revenge non-canon? It is non-canon, but like I said, it is considered bonus content. And I needed to focus on the term bonus content. It is not a main title, it is a bonus content. It is something that you put with a Volume 1 just to increase its value. Let's move on to this. So, Volume 2, which will be releasing on August 27th, 2026, will have Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker. These are the main titles. So, what next? What else left from this? By the way, this timeline is pretty much what we call the Hideo Kojima saga. Every game that you see in this picture has been directed, written, and pretty much made by Hideo Kojima. So from all these games, there's two games left, Ground Zeroes and The Phantom Pain. However, Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, I consider them one game, which is the Metal Gear Solid V. However, this is a prologue and this is the full game. Wouldn't it be weird if Konami decide to release Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 3 with the only main title Metal Gear Solid V, Ground Zeroes, and The Phantom Pain? Wouldn't it be that weird? Which is technically, I consider them as one game. Then it's not a collection anymore. Alright, what about bonus content that it will have? Rising Revengeance? Do you guys consider Metal Gear Rising Revengeance as a bonus content, or a bonus game, or a side game? I mean, some people would think it is, but for me, personally for me, no, I do not. Then we have Metal Gear Acid 1, Acid 2, and Portable Ops. These are PSP games. These PSP games are what I really considered as bonus content. They are not main content because one of the main rules of the main content is to be part of the Hideo Kojima saga, which is this. Same thing with Acid 1 and same thing with Acid 2. Alright, in my opinion, I really do not believe Volume 3 will happen. I don't think we're gonna see Volume 3. Because, seriously, are you gonna do Volume 3 with the only main content in it is gonna be Metal Gear Solid V, Phantom Pain, and Ground Zeroes? Doesn't make sense to me. And keep in mind, one more thing about the Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes. These two games, which I consider one game, has been released on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4, and it is backward compatible on PlayStation 5. Okay. Then it is available on Xbox One, and it's also backward compatible on Xbox Series X/S. Also, they are available on PC Steam. The only platform that these two games are not on are the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. The Nintendo Switch 1 and Nintendo Switch 2. I see that. So, do you think, guys, it is actually worth it to create Volume 3 with Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain available for every platform, including the Switch, when you probably already have it in your game library? Master Collection Timeline, consider Rising a side game? Yeah, it is a side game. So, what does this all mean? Like I said, I don't think Master Collection Volume 3 is gonna happen. So, a lot of people are wondering, what will happen to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance? Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes? And the PSP game, Acid 1, Acid 2, Portable Ops? Let's start with Rising Revengeance. I have a reason to believe Rising Revengeance will get a re-release. Sometimes in 2027. I think it's gonna be remastered. It will not be part of Master Collection Volume 3, but it will be remastered. It will be a standalone re-release. Remastered re-release. That's what I believe is gonna happen. And maybe that is pretty much going to determine whether we're going to end up with a sequel of it. Because what a lot of people might not know about Rising Revengeance, and I have found that majority of people do not know about Rising Revengeance, is that it was only released on the PlayStation 3 exclusively in Japan. There is no Xbox 360 version, there is no PC Steam version for the Japanese market. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance was available for us, the Western audience, on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and you can play the Xbox 360 version on Xbox One and Xbox Series X/S via backward compatibility, and it also have a PC Steam. And recently, in the last year, I think it was released on PC GOG. However, the Japanese audience, and I think the Asian audience, I'm not sure, like if Asia counts, but from what I understand, that the Japanese audience had only Rising Revengeance only available on the PlayStation 3. No PC, no Xbox 360. It is exclusive on that console. In fact, when Rising Revengeance was released to PC GOG last year, Konami accidentally released the Japanese version. The Japanese version of... sorry, not the Japanese version, I'm so sorry. Accidentally released Metal Gear Rising Revengeance on the Japanese side of the GOG site. The Japanese market of PC GOG. I'm not sure if this is a Japanese market. However, they have accidentally released it, and quickly they have removed it. And anyone who purchased it from Japan, it was removed from their inventory and they got refunded. And I think the Metal Gear marketing guy, I don't really remember his name, mentioned that it was a mistake and we apologize. And he mentioned something very interesting. Stay tuned for any future update regarding Rising Revengeance. At that moment, I was seriously believed that we're probably gonna see Rising Revengeance get re-released, not just for the Japanese market, but globally. And the best bet, in my opinion, is probably going to be a remastered version. It's probably going to be a remastered version of Rising Revengeance. Be probably in 2027. That's what I believe with Rising Revengeance, and that's a good reason why I believe it will not be part of Volume 3. Yeah, just like you said, Mr. Hippo Plays. Yeah, Rising Revengeance, the Japanese version of Rising Revengeance is exclusively on PlayStation 3 in Japan. There's no Xbox 360, there's no PC release. So, what about the Twin Snakes? As much as I want to see Twin Snakes on the Master Collection Volume 3, there is one thing that you guys need to understand very well regarding Twin Snakes. Although the game was published by Konami, the studio who developed Twin Snakes, Silicon Knights, was actually contracted by Nintendo. Correct, Mystic Spoons. By Nintendo. Since when Nintendo would allow something that they have invested and pretty much put money on to be released on other platforms? I don't think it's gonna happen. You guys know Nintendo very well. Nintendo is one of the most strictest, stingiest companies ever. I mean, let me remind you something. When Bayonetta 1 was released on PC Steam, it had Japanese voices. Hideki Kamiya, the director of Bayonetta, made it such a big deal that Nintendo allowed the Japanese voices to be available on the PC Steam of Bayonetta, because the original Bayonetta title, Bayonetta game that was released on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, did not have Japanese voices. It's only been available on the Nintendo Wii U and the Nintendo Switch version of Bayonetta 1. Okay? So he made it such a big, massive deal that on Twitter, I remember his rant on Twitter, he made it such a big, massive deal that Nintendo allowed the Japanese voices to be on the PC Steam version of Bayonetta. So, yeah, he was over the roof with that, in my opinion. And that pretty much tells you something. Nintendo is not the type of company that will allow anything they are involved with, especially mainly, to be available on other consoles. So, for people who are wondering about Twin Snakes being on Volume 3, I am sorry, I don't think it will happen. However, we are 6 months away from the release of Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. And I have a big reason to believe if Nintendo is going to promote the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Master Collection Volume 2, they would have struck a deal with Konami to make the Twin Snakes exclusive on the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 version of Volume 2. So maybe by June 6th, when we get a Nintendo Direct closer to release, maybe Konami is going to show up immediately and said, hey, we have an exclusive game on our platform, the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, and it's going to be Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes. So other platforms will not have it, and you can only play it on the Nintendo Switch 1/Nintendo Switch 2. That's what I really believe about what will happen with the Twin Snakes. Plus, there's another possibility. I think the Nintendo Switch 1, was it 1 or 2? I don't know. I don't know if it's 1 and 2. it have Nintendo eShop emulation for the GameCube games. So it might get Nintendo, like Metal Gear Solid the Twin Snake might get a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive release for that. That's what I truly believe. So now we can pretty much say that it will not it will not be available on Volume 3. I don't think Konami is going to include... If Volume 3 existed, I don't think Konami will include the Twin Snakes as part of Volume 3. Alright, what about the PSP games? Metal Gear Acid 1, Metal Gear Acid 2, and Metal Gear Portable Ops. Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. All of these games are side games. They are not part of the mainline entries. If you really think... I don't really think Konami is going to dedicate an entire volume just for these 3 games. Plus, Portable Ops 3, sorry, Metal Gear Acid 1, Metal Gear Acid 2, and Portable Ops are PSP games. The amount of work needed to make sure these games run at a high resolution, 4K at the very least, 60 FPS, okay? Keep in mind, Portable Ops is 20 FPS game. And based on what I have seen on the emulator, if you try to force the game to run at 60 FPS, the game will run way faster than intended because, for some reason, Portable Ops frame rate is tied to logic. So, Konami would have no choice but to release Portable Ops with its choppy 20 FPS frame in Volume 3 if they decide to do so. Or, there's another option, but I have a reason to believe this option is will pretty much invalidate the existence of Volume 3 entirely, which is to remaster Portable Ops. But then again, why do you want to remaster Portable Ops, which is a side entry and not part of the mainline entry that you guys are seeing, when you should like allocate resources to something different, like Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2? So, yeah, same thing with Acid 1, same thing with Acid 2. Yeah, I don't think Volume 3 will have these games. Portable Ops was originally canon. It was original canon when it was integral to the story of 4. But if Konami really want to include it, they would have included with Volume 2, since Volume 2 have MGS4 here. I mean, if they include it, then it makes sense, because like I said in one of my videos, Portable Ops is 100% canon if you consider Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, as the last and the final game in the Hideo Kojima saga. But the problem is, we have Peace Walker. Peace Walker exists in this collection. And I'm pretty much planning to make a video sometimes in the future where I try to explain something very, very important. And that important thing is, I believe Portable Ops and Peace Walker happens in 2 separate, different timelines. Portable Ops is the timeline where Big Boss accepted Zero's invitations to join the Patriots. And Peace Walker is where he rejected. Welcome Mifu and Sensei. Yeah, timelines in MGS is already complicated. It is a theory that I believe that it's gonna happen. In my opinion, I believe Kojima is that's what Kojima was trying to do with Peace Walker, Ground Zeroes, and the Phantom Pain. I think he was trying to create an alternate timeline, because if the fiasco with Kojima did not happen and Phantom Pain was released based on Hideo Kojima's original vision with the saga, I have a very strong reason to believe that the next game, although Kojima's not going to work on it, the next game will be a remake of Metal Gear 1. But then everything collapsed back in 2015. So that's why I really do not believe we will see Volume 3 releasing at all. I have this massive strong belief that it might not happen. Because seriously, what games are you gonna put in it? Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain, which I consider one game, not two, then it is not a collection. That's the main title. That is pretty much left. Rising Revengeance is a side game. It is not part of the main title. Portable Ops, Acid 1, Acid 2, even Metal Gear Solid Mobile, and Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes are all side games. They are considered as bonus content. I mean, I really do not know. Seriously. I really did not know. I do not know. I mean, Rising Revengeance also, you guys need to remember, it was exclusive on the PlayStation 3 in Japan. To include it as part of Volume 3. To include it as part of Volume 3 means that some serious work need to be done. And I would rather see that serious work need to be done on Rising Revengeance to be a standalone remastered version of it, instead of like include it as part of Master Collection Volume 3. Yeah, things collapsed before 2015, but like the 2015 was like the last straw. I mean, back then, at the very least, 2014 and 2013, 12, Konami was making game. There were games getting released. It's not like Konami's not releasing games. It's the moment in 2015 where Konami seriously stopped making any games. I mean, how many games has been released since then? Until like 2023. Pro Evolution Soccer games, and some weird Japanese games, low budget Japanese games, and that's it. Survive and Zone of the Enders remaster. I don't believe Metal Gear Solid 1 Remake will happen in 2028. Like I said in my video, I'm not against MGS1 Remake. I'm completely not against it. But but there are other games that deserve to be remaked and remade first. You know what I mean? Do we have an estimate for Kojima game Viscent? I don't know. I mean, Kojima was planning to release Viscent on the PlayStation 6. He said it's going to be a next-gen title. However, today there has been report by Sony that the next PlayStation 6, might get a release in late 2028 or late 2029 because of the RAM Ramageddon, the RAM shortage that is going on right now. Yeah, it is not really worth it, Mr. Mug. Rising, Portable Ops, Acid 1, and Acid 2. There's only one game that is pretty much a main title. The other are side titles. Rising is technically a sequel of MGS4. It is, but it is not part of the main saga. Which I believe, I have a good reason to believe, it deserved to be re-released as a remastered version, a standalone remastered version in 2027, instead of bundling it as part of a collection. You wish Acid 1 and Acid 2 will come back to life once more? I don't know about that. I don't think they are priority. Castlevania is not a Kojima. Castlevania produced like the Lords of the Shadow series, but the rest of the series he did not touch. Silent Hill, same thing with Silent Hill. Well, Mr. BF Builders, Kojima does not consider it. There's a reason why he decided Rising Revengeance, the story of Rising Revengeance, happens after MGS4, because the first version of Rising was supposed to happen between Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 4. But then he decided, you know what, no, make it after 4, because anything that happens after 4, I am not responsible. He does not want to like bear the burden of the story. Anything that happens, anything weird that happens after MGS4. Metal Gear 2 needs a remake. I agree. The 2D Metal Gear games, Metal Gear 1 and 2, are very, very important, and they need to be remaked ASAP. Yeah, Metal Gear Mobile would have been fun to have. I mean, if they can do something like what the Castlevania Dominus Collection did with Haunted Castle, I would love them if they could do something like that. What if they remake Revengeance 2? That's what I'm trying to say. It makes so much sense to release Rising Revengeance 1 as a standalone remastered version in 2027. Then you can follow that release with Revengeance 2. You will have a good big momentum. Is part of the main saga? Well, that is Kojima saying, not me. And Konami saying, otherwise we're probably going to have to see it in this list. That's the thing, Mr. Clarissa, Miss Clarissa. I mean, Volume 3. That's why I really do not believe it's going to happen. Regarding the Phantom Pain, I think what happened with the Phantom Pain is unfortunate, but I think Konami need to move on and try to cope and fix the misstep that happened in 2015. How can they do that? I believe the best option is to release a follow-up. Release like a $30, $40, $50 follow-up to the Phantom Pain, tying up the loose end and pretty much bridge nicely to Metal Gear 1. I think that's the best option. Because what happened with the Phantom Pain, and I am really want to do another video for the Phantom Pain is incomplete. A follow-up video for it, because I have figured out and learned so many interesting things about the Phantom Pain development. Kojima isn't associated with Metal Gear anymore, so it doesn't matter. True. But like I said, it's up to Konami, not me. Hello, Blackie. Could Volume 3 be Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Rising, then maybe would fit in that disc? No, that would be a bad idea, Mr. Mug. Wish we had a new title, but will probably never happens, right? I think we're gonna have a new title eventually, but I don't think it's gonna happen before 2030. Sorry, I don't think it's gonna happen before 2030. One of the main reasons why they are remaking the game is because they want to train the team at Konami to handle future Metal Gear projects. And they're probably doing it in increments. Right now, with Delta, they remake the entire game 1-to-1, Metal Gear 1. They're gonna have to remake based on Kojima's vision of the original vision and pretty much adds to it. Peace Walker, then when they are confident, they're probably gonna pretty much have a new title. There's Revengeance 2. I'm just speculating. No official announcement. They should remake Portable Ops next. If they're gonna end up remaking Portable Ops, they need to do some serious changes to the story and the lore to make sure it probably fit into the canon, probably fit into the main line here. Man, the chat is moving too fast. I'm sorry if I cannot read your comments. I'm trying my best here. Konami's not the same anymore. Yeah, like I said, the executive that were responsible for Konami's collapse back in 2015 are gone. They are gone. None of them are there. Konami could ask Kojima to come back just to finish V. Nah, I don't think he's gonna do. Even it is not his original vision. Kojima himself said that he is happy with how the game ended up turning out. Yeah, Phantom Pain definitely had the potential. It's unfortunate what happened with it. They should have done Peace Walker, Ground Zero, and the Phantom Pain in one collection, since these three are their own little saga for Big Boss, and then they remake Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2. I agree. Yeah. Completely agree with that. Yeah, I would love to see a AAA version of Metal Gear MSX. Remaking a Metal Gear MSX is going to be a very tremendous and monumental task to Konami. It's like what happened with Final Fantasy VII. It needs to be very expanded in almost everything. Just like Final Fantasy VII Remake / Rebirth, compared to the Final Fantasy VII, the original game. Metal Gear Online, yeah, not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Metal Gear Online 1 and 2, I'm so sorry, it's not gonna happen. You guys need to move on. The only thing that you have for now is Fox Hunt and probably Metal Gear Online 4 sometimes in the future. I mean, I completely expected that Metal Gear Solid 4 will not have Metal Gear Online 2 in it. As much as I wanted it, it's not gonna happen. We need to be realistic about it. I'm sorry. Peace Walker will have its online part. Yeah, it will, but the difference, Peace Walker online element is peer-to-peer. Not a dedicated server like Metal Gear Online 2. It is a peer-to-peer. Okay? So there is no server maintenance need to be done for Peace Walker on Master Collection Volume 2. True. Kojima is not the only one who is responsible for how good Metal Gear games are. It is his team. But the thing is, most of his teams have left Konami and pretty much working with them at Kojima Production. Yeah, Fox Hunt have a very, very strong foundation. Hopefully that foundation will carry on to the next Metal Gear Online game if they are working on it, which is I assume they are. I think one of the main issues is that Fox Hunt is that it was not free. If it was free, maybe it will be better. Maybe if they should release a standalone free version of it. Maybe that's what they are planning. To me, you think they could do a cheap remake of the MSX games? No. That is a big, big mistake. It needs to be a AAA remake. Cheap remake will not do. Keep in mind, it is a big, important part of the story. It is Solid Snake's first mission. You need to treat it with the respect it deserves. A cheap remake will not do. I'm sorry. If they release Volume 3 with Revengeance, Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain, it will sell? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not gonna say it will not. Yeah, both Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 need to be need to have proper remakes. Do I think Konami will remake some of the games like Capcom? Some of their games, like other IPs in the series, Castlevania and Silent Hill, aren't they doing that? Silent Hill 2 got remaked. Silent Hill 1 is being remaked. I don't know about Castlevania, but I don't think we're going to see a Castlevania remake because there's so many of them. Which one you're going to remake? Symphony of the Night? Doesn't make sense. Link's Awakening remake, where it's technically the same game, but really fancy looking. I would rather not see something like that, Mr. Super Mikato. I don't think like the story of Metal Gear MSX is very bare minimum, very bare minimum. There is barely any story, barely any story. It would contradict what made Metal Gear Solid series very special. If it had MGO2, you would expect sales to increase by like 3 times, maybe. But if MGO2 was there, it would probably be part of the Master Collection Volume 2. Which games are we thinking for Volume 3 so far? For me, nothing. I don't think it's gonna even exist. A good online with incentives to play and log, well, sure, yeah, maybe. But like I said, Konami would rather work on Metal Gear Online 4 instead of making Metal Gear Online 2 works. Mr. Hippo Plays, I am planning to make a follow-up to the Phantom Pain Isn't Complete video. Because what I really believe what happened with that game especially is that it got the same treatment as Metal Gear Solid 2 before it was released by like few months. For people who might not know, 9/11 happened and Kojima and his team had to work around the clock to do some adjustments to the game before it gets released. I guess Phantom Pain had the same exact thing like it, but the difference is they had like over a year to do so instead of like a month or so. Am I going to play Peace Walker on PS5 or PC? Both. I mean, probably PC because I would rather play online over PS5. I would rather play the game online over PS5, and I do not want to pay for the PlayStation Plus service to play online. I will definitely do a cooperative play with any viewers. We're gonna do 100% it, definitely. Ground Zeroes, the Phantom Pain ports. Remade with Delta Engine, not gonna happen, my dude. I'm sorry. Either they're gonna re-release the Ground Zero and the Phantom Pain as is, which is the Fox engine, or you're not gonna see it like that. Isn't Parasite Eve IP from Konami? It is. Wait, isn't it? It is. No, it is not. Square Enix. I'm sorry. I got confused. Yeah, Parasite Eve is Konami. Sorry, not the Konami. It's Square Enix. It's Square. Welcome, Nuts. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm glad that you be able to get a Big Boss rank. Speaking of Big Boss Emblem, I need to start working on Big Boss Emblem Trophy for the Master Collection. Trying to make it easier for people who playing it and like trophy hunters. MGS2 skateboarding, gone. Yeah, Peace Walker does not have crossplay. It's unfortunate. Would I play Metal Gear 3? Isn't that Metal Gear Solid? What's the deal appearing with Snake appearing in Rainbow Six? Collaboration, just like Fortnite. Just like the Fortnite collaboration 2 years ago. Speaking of Fortnite, there was supposed to be Wave 2, which will include more Metal Gear characters. I wonder what happened to that. Welcome, Casavella. Like we said, Peace Walker Online will not be crossplay, only between Switch 1 and 2. Yeah, he meant the Unreal 5 engine regarding Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Not gonna happen. They would rather remake it with Unreal 5 instead. Sticking Survive in there. It is the same engine, yeah. But Survive? The issue with Survive is it is a microtransaction hell. But then again, why do you want to put Survive in there? A lot of people hate that game. It will devalue the collection. Do I think that one area in Act 1 will still be a B word? Yeah, I do. I don't think there's going to be anything interesting gameplay-wise on MGS4 in the Master Collection Volume 2. I don't think it's gonna... It's probably going to be exactly the same. However, I wonder how the game will feel to play now at 60 FPS. I don't know if the feeling of the game is going to be different. I don't know how they're going to handle pressure-sensitive buttons. Because it is actually crucial on the gameplay-wise. Yeah, peer-to-peer sucks, definitely. But if it is the only way to keep it online, then I guess so be it. It's gonna be sucks that you have to play with people, like, when you try to play with people from the other side of the world, it's gonna be very choppy due to how the netcode works in that game. Konami on the work of being like Capcom. Just give them a few years. Give them a few years, my dudes. No update on the Metal Gear movie, no. From what I know, based on what Netroid told me, I think Netroid or Bad Humans, I'm not sure, the movie is cancelled. But the script is ready. The cast is ready. So they could just call the cast and bring the script, and someone is going to work on it. But please, do not be from the same person who worked on Return to Silent Hill. That movie is garbage. Yeah, mouse and keyboards of MGS4 will be better, actually, now. The fact that Peace Walker has managed to keep its online co-op is amazing. It's actually it's important, because if it doesn't, then what's the point? Like I said, Peace Walker multiplayer is a big part of the experience. Actually, like the main advertising aspect of it was multiplayer. It would be weird to release that game without its multiplayer component, isn't it? Ghost Babel won't have trophies? Yeah, I guess so. Just like the NES, Metal Gear NES and Snake's Revenge, I don't think it will have trophies. Microsoft Store for the Master Collection Volume 2? Is it alive? Like I said, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, we're probably going to see it as a standalone remastered version sometimes in 2027. What games do I want more? Metal Gear 3 or Half-Life 3? None. I don't know much about Kingdom Hearts on PSP. My apologies. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Oscar Isaac, that's the Metal Gear movie. I think also someone was also cast, but I don't remember his name. I don't think you can 100% Peace Walker without co-op. You can, but trying to get all the trophies / achievements, if I remember back then, you need to do some co-oping stuff. No, you can do these missions solo if you want to, Mr. Speedy. They are hard, but you can do them solo. I did it a long time ago. Which country I am? Earth. Saudi Arabia. Will MGS4 run well on the Switch 1? That's the good question. That's the $1 million question. Remember Volume 1 on Switch, where MGS2 and MGS3 ran at 30 FPS. PS2 games that ran at 30 FPS. Wonder how well it will run. Now, I think MGS4 will be 30 FPS, in my opinion. 720p 30 FPS on Switch 1. And probably on Switch 2, it's going to be 1080p 60 FPS docked on Switch 2. We'll see. What about the new stealth game that Kojima is cooking? We should take a look at OD first. I mean, right now, he is working on it, but I don't think we're gonna see it until 2029. Here's the thing, regarding Acid 1, Acid 2, and Portable Ops, I have a feeling to believe it will be available as part of the PlayStation 5 emulation of PSP games. That's it. Way more than being Volume 3. Yeah, my apologies if I cannot respond to your comments. Chat is moving too fast. I'm reading 2 chats, Twitch and YouTube at the same exact time. I'm trying my best, my buddies. Volume 3 will be a thing if Konami wants more money. Yeah. No one hates money. Games are listed as DLC instead of separate games like Volume 1. Really? I thought like MGS4 you can purchase it separately. It's $30 on Steam, not 20. I'm not sure. Will Volume 2 be on PS4, you think? Possible. Possible. Keep in mind, Volume 1 did not have a PS4 version until like few months before the release. Like 2 months before the release, where they finally announced the PS4 version of Volume 1. So maybe it will happen with Volume 2, maybe like 2 months before the release. But I'm not going to be holding my breath. Just FYI. Could we see Volume 2.5 with all of the side games? Don't know about that. Well, we're gonna see how things are gonna work out regarding Peace Walker co-op. But word of advice, try to get the co-op achievements / trophies as early as possible when you play the game. If you are really a big trophy / achievement hunter, you probably want to start with Peace Walker first. Try to get all of its achievements before the online segment dies out. Of course, I'm gonna try to help every one of you guys if I can, but it's a better idea to get these out of the way as soon as possible. Port PT out of the PS4, not gonna happen. I mean, there are some attempts, but I guess the best option regarding PT is to be emulated. If I could have one more game in the saga, when would I set it? What do you mean by that? The games themselves are listed as DLC. That is annoying, Mr. Speedy. Can I beat MGSV fist only? I mean, you can, why not? How are you gonna fisticuff? How are you gonna fisticuff Sahalan Prophet though? Unless you use that rocket punch thingy? Maybe. I don't know much about the Phantom Pain. It's been I don't know. I barely know anything. It's been a long time since I played that game. I'm actually thinking about making a guide about how you can do missions at a specific way, because I remember like Rising back then, when I was grinding for 100% through Peace Walker. You need to do missions at a specific order to get the best progression out of them. Blast arm. I see. Yeah, Fox Hunt's still not cross-platform. I think Konami need to do it. Need to make it cross-platform. I mean, if there is one thing that could save Fox Hunt, in my opinion, number one, release it as a standalone, free game, and make it cross-play. Yeah, make it cross-play and release it as a standalone title. Yeah, I can beat MGSV without audio. Quite easy. Yeah, Peace Walker is definitely a hill. I remember that from 2011 when I tried to achieve the Platinum Trophy. If I had the ability to make one more Metal Gear game, what point in the timeline would I make it to take place? You mean a new Metal Gear title? I can think of two. I mean, we can... After MGS1 and before MGS2, between MGS1 and 2, we can make a Metal Gear Solid philanthropy game. Just like Metal Gear Solid Mobile, where you can go across the world as Solid Snake, infiltrating Black Ops sites where it had Metal Gear Rexes in them and destroy them. It would be fun to do something like that. Another game, I guess after the Phantom Pain, there's like 11 years gap. Maybe we can put something in here. But Metal Gear Solid Philanthropy between MGS1 and 2 seems like the most ideal idea, in my opinion. Just like Metal Gear Solid Mobile. But instead of like Metal Gear Solid Mobile, maybe you can do something on the scale of like multiple chapters, where each chapter or each act, you go to a different area in the world where you infiltrate that area or that Black Ops site. You navigate to it, you defeat bosses, meet some characters, destroy the Metal Gear inside of it, and move on to the next area. Fox Hunt is garbage? I don't think it is garbage. I think it's great, but man, I feel like the issue with it, there are some issues with it, technical issues, and that screw things over with it. Pre-3 ideas where it takes place in World War II with the boss and her team. As much as this idea is very enticing to me, and Kojima actually said something like that before, I think it's a bad mistake, because one of the key things about the boss that made it memorable to me is how mysterious she is. If we got Peace Walker Remake, how do we think they handle the fact it was mission-based? Simple. Just like Phantom Pain. How did Phantom Pain handle the mission-based structure in it? Just do it like it. But in a way more simplified way, in my opinion. Welcome, Voivoda. Would they just make it one long game or keep the mission format? I mean, when you play the when you play the main missions, it feels like it is one long big journey. It feels like Big Boss did not take a break at all from the start until the finish, until the end. With the exception of one area, which is between Act 4 and Act 5, where Peace Walker crosses the border to Nicaragua. Everything else from there, from the start until then, it was one continuous big mission. I wonder how they're going to tackle something like that when they decide to remake it. Anyway, if you do not mind, I'm going to take a bathroom break. I'll be back. Alright, my dudes, back again. What you guys are talking about? What did I miss? What did I miss? Speaking of what, oh, the Void, thank you much for the follow. I just recently released a new video, a follow-up video to the 2024 video, The Impossibility of Metal Gear Solid 4 Modern Hardware. Go watch it, just to have an idea about it, and why the Master Collection, MGS4 Master Collection is such a big deal. It's not because it exists. Its existence is a miracle in itself. Will they have to change the iPod in the game for a basic music player? I guess that's what they have done. I think Hitani mentioned something that they have replaced the PlayStation 3 on Sonny's room with a gecko. With a gecko, actually. They have put a gecko. Let me see if I can get the picture. So you can 100% assume they have done the same exact thing with... let's see, where is it? Was it Bad Human? I think it was Bad Human. Oh, here it is. Alright, found it. So, they have replaced they have replaced the PlayStation 3, or wait, no, here's the PS3. I'm sorry, not the wrong picture. So this is the PlayStation 3, that's the original picture. And this is from the Master Collection Volume 2. I think the image is very low quality. The PS3 here was supposed to be here. They have replaced it with a gecko. So, yes. They did end up replacing it. So you can pretty much safe to assume that same thing happened with the iPod, the Apple products, Apple monitor, Apple computer, and the Apple laptop that Archon uses. And you can pretty much 100% assume that the PlayStation 3 controller on Snake's hand when he controls the Metal Gear Mark II is also changed. You can also pretty much 100% assure that the line where Archon mentions about the PlayStation 3 disc, Blu-ray disc, was also changed. Yeah, they can implement PS3 model on PS5, but they would rather, I have a feeling, they would rather make this implementation a universal thing across every platform. It would have been weird to have the PlayStation 3 on PS5, Xbox on, and something else on other hardware. But they could do that, but I have a feeling that they will not. Welcome, Hussam. Yeah, the dialogue for Archon, I am 100% sure they have redone it and re-recorded it. Why? Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the Xbox Series X version where Bomberman is in it, the Bomberman play thing in it. Christopher Randolph has been recasted as Archon in there. Do you really think they only cast him for that specific role, just as Arakan on Metal Gear Solid Delta? No. I have another reason to believe they also cast him for a re-recording for the dialogue in MGS4. Maybe they're gonna do something very universal to make sure the entire thing like last forever. Like, huh? Wait! The game is installed in your hard drive? Something like that? It is installed in your system. No need for any disks? No need for disks? Huh, interesting. Something like that. Or they could take the Metal Gear MSX route where Big Boss, as you are getting closer to Metal Gear, Big Boss calls you, turn off your PlayStation 3. I mean, they have changed that specific line to every console and every hardware. If you're on PS2, it will say turn off your PS2. If you're on PS3, turn off your PS3. Xbox 360, turn on your Xbox 360. Same thing with PS5, same thing with Nintendo Switch, same thing with PC, same thing with everything. Maybe they have ended up doing a re-recording for every platform. Huh? Wait, we are Nintendo Switch 1. Huh? Wait, we are on PS5. But I have a feeling they will not do such a thing because they want to future-proof the dialogue. They were probably gonna have to future-proof the dialogue. Because what if you are playing Master Collection Volume 2 on PlayStation 6 or 7? Or Nintendo Switch 3 or 4? Or PC 2? Oh, I'm joking. Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be one universal dialogue across every platform, and they're gonna change it to make sure it is future-proof, and that's it. Instead of Playboy magazines, yeah. I have a reason that the Playboy magazine is gonna stay the same, but they're gonna change the names. Alright. I guess that's it for Volume 3 discussion. Let's play some games. Yeah, Blu-ray will not make sense, so they're probably gonna say something like what? Oh, everything is dark. Yeah, it's probably gonna be something like the game is installed in your hardware. But I have a feeling. Not a feeling. Hopefully it will not be correct. Maybe they will not even have a dialogue anymore. You can just go to Blast Furnace almost immediately. Which would have been amazing as a speedrunners, because we will not have to worry about that. But man, it is one of the most iconic dialogues in the game. It would have been awful to remove it. Alright. Let's do some speedrunning. Yeah, wait until you see that the fact that you are playing the game on 60 FPS ended up breaking some of the physics within the game, and you pretty much some new glitches get found. Welcome, Priest. Yeah, I did saw Solid Snake Rainbow Six Siege trailer. It's amazing. Yeah, I have seen David Hayter performance. I don't know if I'm a fan of it. I don't know. We did get some new lines from David Hayter, but they are very, very subtle and little compared to uh, other like voice actors. Can I speed Metal Gear Solid V in 6 minutes? No. Does he speak more than Kiever? No. Acid 1 and Acid 2. Hopefully, we're gonna see it sometimes happening in the future, but I doubt it. Is the PSP games on PS5? Does the PSP games on PS5 have achievements to them or trophies? Sorry. Wow, my new video is blowing up. Damn. Some do like Ape Academy. So unfortunately, I will not be streaming too long because my wife and I are going into a dinner. So for people who might not know, today is 28th of Shaban, which means Ramadan will be in 2 days. It's either going to be Wednesday or Thursday based on the moon sightings, which will happen tomorrow, Tuesday. If they spotted the new moon, the new month moon, then Ramadan is going to be, the first day of Ramadan is going to be on Wednesday. If not, then it's going to be on Thursday. So today I'm taking my wife to a dinner, which is something we call Shabana. And most people who in Saudi Arabia knows it, which basically you go in, you eat dinner and feast with your spouse or your family member for that in celebration and preparation for Ramadan. If they didn't want to include Portable Ops with the story reason in the Master Collection, curious why Portable Ops Plus was not included. Why do you want to have Portable Ops Plus instead of Portable Ops? Portable Ops Plus is more of a multiplayer game in my opinion. There are some sections that are not multiplayer, but it would have been weird. This is the list of games. Thank you, I'm gonna take a look at it, Mr. Speedy. I mean, like I said, Acid 1 and Acid 2 and Portable Ops has a bigger chance to be as part of the PSP, PS5 game library instead of being part of Master Collection Volume 3. Man, maybe I should make a video to make such a clarification, because I have seen a lot of people talking about Volume 3, and why not Portable Ops, Acid 1 and Acid 2, Rising Revengeance, Twin Snakes is in it. But in conclusion to what I just said from the beginning of the stream, I seriously believe we're probably not gonna see Volume 3. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I do not want to see it, but man, seriously, what games are you gonna put on that collection? Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, which is I consider only one game. Rising Revengeance, which is not even a solid part of the solid and the main series. Portable Ops, Acid 1 and Acid 2, which are bonus side or like side games of the series, spin-offs. Doesn't make sense. I mean, Rising Revengeance is not even a solid series. It have even a bigger more chance being as a standalone release title, re-release title, remastered, like I said, than being part of a Volume 3 or bundled with Volume 3. Snake's Revenge will be in Volume 3 remastered. Volume 1. Revamp story. Wa alaikum assalam, welcome Solid. Oh, I'm playing the integral version. Should play the Japanese version, not this one. Yeah, for people waiting for Rising Revengeance, I have a strong feeling that we're gonna see it in 2027. Portable Ops and Portable Ops Plus and Acid. These are side games. Yeah, Volume 3. I used to believe it's gonna happen, but now I have seen what Volume 2 actually have and how Konami and what games Konami have put on Volume 2. Pretty much makes you think that Volume 3 might not happen. I mean, here's the thing, Mr. Hippo Plays. Why they did not put... Oh, too late. Why they did not put Portable Ops, at the very least, Portable Ops, in Volume 2? Why? To keep it for Volume 3 doesn't make sense. It's not like it's the main series. It's a main game. It is not. Is Portable Ops very important to justify putting it on Volume 3 with other games? No. Yeah, Rising 2 in the work. I have a strong reason to believe it is. That 2023 celebration, Platinum Celebration, was not just out of, like, goodwill. Something is cooking. Something is happening. And I can 100% feel that Rising Revengeance 2 is now... has entered into like active development from the moment they are done with Ninja Gaiden 4. It's speculation, Mr. Nuts. We're just speculating. Like I said, Konami is not stupid. They understand the impact Rising Revengeance had. They are not stupid. It's just they need more time.
What are you waiting for?
So, this is why I believe we're gonna see Rising Revengeance Remaster in 2027. And then we're gonna get Rising Revengeance sequel in 2028, maybe. You dumb idiot, Meryl. How can you miss? Oh, it's over. Oh my god, it's over. Just kill me, you dumb idiots. That was very unacceptable. Very unacceptable. Gonna practice it a little bit, then we're gonna do it again. Portable Ops is not canon, the reason why the game exists. Just make the PSP more reason to buy that handheld. Also, one more thing about Portable Ops I need people to pay attention to. It is called Portable Ops. What kind of a side title is that? Portable Ops? Portable Ops?
Shoot!
Don't talk to me like
It is not like Peace Walker.
I'm telling you.
Portable
shoot.
Ops. It was destined from the title itself that it is not going to be a main entry. Let's do it again. Yeah, never say never. Like, the problem with Portable Ops, like I said, being a PSP game, the amount of work need to be done to port it is very, very hard. Portable Ops would be the closest thing to the main game, especially after Peace Walker. It is definitely, from a gameplay perspective, the closest thing to a main game compared to Acid 1 and 2. But man, the fact that Kojima decided to decanonize the game is not good looking for it, in my opinion. There's also one more thing. I have a feeling that Konami is also trying to do what Kojima was wanting to do with Peace Walker, Ground Zero, and the Phantom Pain. Man, I really need to make that video, because it will definitely make sense once I explain it in details. This whole, like, alternate timeline where, like, Peace Walker, Big Boss, reject joining the Patriots, while in Portable Ops, he accepted to join the Patriots. Yeah, Portable Ops is definitely a popular game. We'll see though. We'll see though how Konami is gonna handle it. I mean, for me, I cannot see it. I don't know how they're gonna handle a re-release of Portable Ops unless they release it as part of the PSP PS5 game collection. Welcome, Raichu. All they have now is the Twin Snake, the MGS1 remake. Yeah. An alternative game. Someone mentioned a very interesting analogy about Portable Ops. He said Portable Ops is like a side mission that Big Boss decided to do compared to like the main missions, which is the Snake Eater, Peace Walker, Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain missions. I mean, Kojima even himself said it exists in the Metal Gear universe, but it is not foundational to what he considered as the Metal Gear, Hideo Kojima Metal Gear saga. It's a side mission. The question is that side mission like worth the risk? Hell, regarding Portable Ops, I have a feeling that it had more of an option, it had more of an opportunity to be a remake or remade instead of like being ported as part of Volume 3. Because if you try to remake Portable Ops, you will be able to adjust the story so it can pretty much fit the canon and be part of the main and being part like of a mainline Metal Gear intrigue. Holy freeze. Maybe that's the reason why they did not include it. Because if I want to remake Portable Ops and give it the same treatment as Delta, I would have been changing so much things within the story itself. For example, I will replace Roy Campbell. I think Roy Campbell in Portable Ops is stupid. Instead of Roy Campbell, I would put Kaz. I would put Kaz and pretty much made up some story like the Japanese are working with the Russian and the Soviet Union and he was sent there. That's pretty much gonna like reinforce the relationship between Big Boss and Kaz and Peace Walker instead of this weird, hey, we have met somewhere in Japan that is being mentioned in a cassette tape. Female Breezy, thank you much for the sub tour, I appreciate it. Thank you.
What was that noise?
Will they keep Sokolov alive? I don't know. To me, Sokolov being alive did not bother me. But what bothers me the most is that how he actually in the San Geronimo Peninsula in the first place. Why are you there, my dude? Shouldn't you stay in North America with your wife and daughter? That's the only thing that like bothered me the most. He is in the game. He is alive, which is I don't have a problem with, but he is in the same area was like as Snake. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's the thing, Mr. Tuxedo. I mean, they have put Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, the PSP version of the PS5 instead of the PlayStation 3 version. I mean, what the fuck? That was weird. Yeah, it does still has mention in both MGS4 database, so... But not in Peace Walker. Actually, Peace Walker shits in the fact that Portable Ops happened in San Geronimo. It's just saying, yeah, that game did not count. The next real question is, what do you think Konami next major move for the series is going to be? Will they keep remaking the series? I mean, for the time being, I have a feeling they're going to keep remaking the series. Then, they're probably going to either reboot or soft reboot the series. I don't think Metal Gear Solid 6 is going to happen. Yeah, I don't think Metal Gear Solid 6 is gonna happen at all. Okay, good. Welcome, Ace. If Kojima was still doing MGS, then imagine a game where Kojima is the final boss. Yeah. If Kojima is still with Konami, we're probably gonna see a remake of Metal Gear 1 and 2 already. Because that's what Kojima wanted to do after the Phantom Pain. He's not gonna be the one making it, but he will be producing the game. Someone else will be making it. Welcome, Aji. Yeah, I am Arabic. Welcome, Ahmed. You watched it twice? Thank you, Aji. Hopefully that video is gonna make a clarification, because a lot of people think I'm saying that the game will never be re-released to modern hardware. No, that's not what I said. I said it is Konami. Too much depended on Konami. Nice. Enjoy your food, Mystic Spoons. Yeah, Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2 is the one that needs to be remaked ASAP. I can excuse not seeing a Peace Walker remake or MGS1 remake, but man, Metal Gear 1 and 2 need to be remade the most. Yeah, they're gonna update the MGS4 database. I don't know how things gonna look with that. Well, that's the thing about Hypoplays. I mean, Kojima wants Portable Ops to be canon. He really wants it to be canon, but there are things within it that did not sit right with him. That's why he never embraced it as a fully canon. I mean, he even contradicts himself in the same interview, like within seconds of each other. Sometimes he said, yeah, it is canon. But then, a few seconds later, no, it's not. Makes you wonder, like, whether he actually regrets not, at the very least, writing the story of Portable Ops, because what a lot of people might not know, Kojima did not finalize the story of MGS4 until Portable Ops' story was completed. That tells you that Portable Ops, Kojima already knew about the story of Portable Ops. He is the producer of the game. He produced the game. He reviewed. He know about the story. That's why MGS4 story does not contradict anything from Portable Ops. But then he decided in Peace Walker it is not canon. My position is not good. Hopefully this is gonna work.
See how you like this.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, later, Mr. Spoon. Nah, I'm gonna leave in about an hour from now. Maybe after we finish the run. I'm not gonna be resetting. We're gonna keep on going unless we break the game. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you, Void. I've been speedrunning the game since 2014. To be honest, what happened with the older video was kind of my fault. Back then, I was not good at writing scripts. A lot of people understand what I meant in a very wrong way. My goal was just to, like, the video is not about MGS4, it's about Konami and how they're gonna handle MGS4. Yeah. That was fast. Is this gonna work? No. Yeah, it's over. It was kind of my fault.
Snake, answer me.
Yeah, this is the integral version.
Snake!
I'm not saying Portable Ops is not a main game. I'm just saying what Kojima was actually saying about Portable Ops and how does he feel about it. There we go. I used to play Tekken, yeah. I used to play Tekken, Tekken 5 and Tekken 6 quite a lot. Back in 2006 until 2011. I was a competitive Tekken player back then. And you guessed it, the name Jaguar King comes from the character Armor King. Armor King wears a Jaguar mask, that's why I called myself Jaguar King. I am an Armor King main.
It's a ghost.
I don't see games like Portable Ops as non-canon. I recommend you going... Oops. I recommend you watching Jeff Keighley interview, the 2014 Jeff Keighley interview with Kojima. I mean, he does not say it is not canon, but let's just say it is both canon and not canon. How does that make sense? I don't know. Damn it.
Good. Now we can fight as warriors. Hand to hand. It is the basis of all combat. Only a fool trusts his life to a weapon.
I think we do need to do 9. This one. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8, 9. This is so scary. 1 hit and I'm dead. Yeah, this loop is so scary. Oh god. No, what happened there? God damn it. Yeah, we messed up.
That's good, Snake. Hurry up and catch me.
Furry? You want me to be a furry? One of the main reasons why I I'm not gonna do so because that means I will be a furry. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for him.
I'm here, Snake.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Not only we game over, we also effing lost a giant massive amount of health. Yeah, that's the interview that I was talking about. It was an interview before the release of Ground Zeroes. That's the interview where he was talking about portable ops. It was the one that I actually used for my portable ops Canonicity video. No, I don't have a Jaguar car. It was because of Tekken character. Welcome, Small Potato. My favorite Metal Gear boss fight when it comes to speedrun. I guess Ocelot. I mean, the fact that I have to throw grenades from the other side of the room, and if I am 1 pixel off, I will pretty much blow up the entire thing up, is crazy in my opinion. Actually, every boss in MGS1 is very unique when you try to beat them speedrunning wise.
Don't move.
Yeah, just like you said, Hippiplos. I mean, he said it is part of the saga, which means it is canon. But then again, he said, I expect things as a
Okay,
division
let's go.
between a Hideo
I know
Kojima
this
game
place better than you.
and things that I'm
I'll be
not,
point man. Follow me.
things that I am producer. He pretty much confirms it is canon and he confirms it is not canon at the same exact
What happened to the
time.
music?
I'll keep a lookout.
Even
Make sure
Kojima
you're
does not
ready,
know.
okay?
Even Kojima himself does not know, and I'm not gonna blame him. I mean, there are games that he called Hideo Kojima games, like you said, where he write, direct, and design, and then the games that where he was a producer. Do you know what other games that he was a producer? Metal Gear Acid 1 and 2, where he was a producer for those two games. Portable Ops was a producer. Ghost Babel, he was a producer. But are these games canon? No, they are not. So, he does not know, even Kojima himself. Like I said, he wants it to be canon, but there are things that he does not want to be canon. But the definitive answer to Portable Ops Canonicity was in his IGN interview in 2015. Where he actually, definitely mentioned that what the games that are canon at what he considered the Metal Gear saga. Yeah, like I said, these Portable Ops being a side mission idea is probably the best thing to describe it. Six. Was that 6 or 7? I think it was 7. Damn it. Welcome, Flower. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am not against Portable Ops canonicity. I want it to be canon. In fact, I actually consider it. I actually consider Portable Ops being canon. However, I only consider it being canon if you consider Metal Gear Solid 4 as the final Metal Gear game in the saga. Which means no Peace Walker, no Ground Zeroes, no Phantom Pain. If these 3 games did not exist, then Portable Ops makes so much sense. And therefore, they are canon in my opinion. But the problem is, these games exist. And pretty much contradicts what Portable Ops is all about. Which is Big Boss joining the Patriots. Where on Peace Walker, he did not join the Patriots. He rejects joining the Patriots. I mean, remember what Paz told him? Where he offered... Where she offered to Big Boss to join Cypher. And what did Big Boss said? He said, no. No, I'm not from Morocco. Four, 5, 6, 7. Really? I shot him. Okay. Actually, I made a mistake. Yeah, I made a mistake. I confused this version with the Japanese version. It's 9 shot, not 7.
You are powerful indeed.
Like you said, Ace.
Your weak point. Meryl, stand right where he can see you.
Yeah, it is kind of like sad that they decided to get the PSP version instead of the PS3 version.
No.
Regarding Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection.
No.
I was far away, game. That was bullshit. The issue here is that I do not have any rations to use. Now I'm gonna have to listen to fucking Campbell telling me, hey, I got it. Use the second controller. Did Big Boss know about the Patriots prior to Peace Walker? No, he did not. The official time story is that after the event of Snake Eater, Snake disappeared. That's it. You can read it on the intro prologue. He said, it says that Snake disappeared. Where did he disappear? That's after the event of Snake Eater, by the way. That pretty much contradicts the fact that he was actually kidnapped in 1970. And pretty much Portable Ops events actually within it happened during that. So he disappeared for like 10 years. No one knew where he was. Alright, Campbell, I know.
I've got it.
Six, 7, 8, 9. What am I doing? Why am I throwing a grenade at him? I'm dumb. This is Integral Extreme, not Japanese Easy. Gear 1, 2, MGS 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Everything else is fanfic. Interesting.
Blow your brains out.
Stop! Meryl!
The inconsistency that Big Boss didn't know he was working for the Patriots. I was away. That is bullshit game. Oh my god.
Snake, are you okay? Snake! Snake!
I mean, the epilogue at Portable Ops where Ocelot said, I want him to join us.
Come on, Mr. Foxhound.
You're telling me that
The
Big Boss did
commander is
not
waiting.
know he was actually working with the Patriots? You know what? Maybe you are right. Because after the event of Portable Ops, Big Boss got orders to establish Foxhound. I don't know, there's so many inconsistencies regarding the story.
Why couldn't I read your mind? You are powerful indeed, but I know your weak point. Meryl,
I don't know, there's so many things
we can see you.
that are not lining up.
Stop! Meryl!
No, it cannot be. No.
Finally. Terrible. That was a very, very terrible fight. Volume 3 could have been called The Extra. I feel like Volume 3, in my opinion, need to have at the very least 2 main games. I don't know which one they should have, but at the very least need to be one main, like 2 main games at it. Like we have Phantom Pain, okay. Rising is not even a main game.
I'll
Yes,
take
it is a
one.
very well loved,
Snake,
but it
you
is not a
follow me.
main Metal Gear Solid game. It's a spin-off. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna make that video to explain my point. Portable Ops multiplayer is peer-to-peer, yeah.
Snake, what's wrong? I thought you were good with dogs.
And that's another thing why Portable Ops might not be in Volume 3. The multiplayer aspect.
This place
Peace
is
Walker
mine.
is-
I'll take point again. Stay
The
back, okay?
Peace Walker multiplayer
Radar
aspect
working.
is very
And
important.
since we can't use the mine detector either.
Leave it to me.
Portable Ops, though, it is not. I mean, what else you do in Portable Ops multiplayer segment other than versus mode, competitive mode, and swapping soldiers? I think that's it. I mean, if you're gonna like release Portable Ops as part of Volume 3 for the sake of the story and the story itself,
So, what do you think?
you're gonna have to
Pretty
remove
good,
that
huh?
segment,
How did you know where the
surgically
mine-
go into the game's code
It
and
sounds weird, but when
disable
Mantis
the
drove into
access
my
to it or
mind,
remove it
I was
completely,
able to see where the mines
which
were
is something that
placed.
is cost
Are you
money.
impressed?
Wow, a little bit.
Only a little?
Like I said, I think Rising Revengeance 3, and I'm gonna say it even more and more time. I think it's gonna be released as a standalone title, a remaster, because this will justify releasing that remaster to the Japanese audience, to the Japanese market, since Rising Revengeance is only exclusive to the PlayStation 3. They did not get an Xbox 360 version or a PC release, unlike us Western audience. What else? Yeah. I can easily see that. Should have thrown that stun grenade. Didn't have to punch that dog. Don't kill me. To made it safe. For Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, I consider them as one game. One is the prologue and the one is the full game. So basically, if we're gonna have these as Volume 3, what other games are you gonna have? If you're gonna have them as a main title, then it's not a collection anymore. Apparently they kept the Altair outfit in the Master Collection port. Really? I thought they're gonna end up remove. Oh wait! No, they're not gonna remove it. I mean, Altair is a Ubisoft IP, so maybe they struck a deal. We're gonna keep Altair in our games, and we're gonna use Solid Snake in Rainbow Six. Yeah, actually, you are right. Please don't kill me. Please give me a good RNG. Alright, good. Metal Gear Touch. I would love to try that game. All because of one thing. Touch Konami. I want to touch Konami in that game. I have an iPhone 4, by the way. All I need to do is just figure out a way to jailbreak it, because I do not know how to jailbreak the thing. Touch Konami. How old is Konami? I don't want to touch something... Oh, they are pretty old. Okay, good. I would love to see a Metal Gear Solid Mobile. I would love to see that game. I mean, the only best option to it is to do it like what Konami has done with the Haunted Castle in the Castlevania Dominus Collection. They remake that game and no one knew about it. No one asked for it. No one, like in the community, the Castlevania community or Castlevania fan base, went to Konami and said, hey, will you remake Haunted Castle for us? No. No one. But they did. I would love to see that with Metal Gear Solid Mobile. That game is very short. I mean, it's a $10 game. It's going to be a very fun experience. Please, Konami, please do it. Yeah. That's okay. Fuck Survive. Seriously, fuck that game. It has one of the most obtuse design choices I have ever seen. Some of the design choices are made to just frustrate the player. It feels like they are trying to actively handicap the player with some of the design choices. So unfortunately, due to the low amount of health we have, we cannot do the weapon glitch, and I do not have a ration, so we're gonna have to fight Wolf Legit, which is what a lot of people might not know. Wolf Legit, Sniper Wolf 1 Legit, is the hardest fight in Metal Gear Solid. Very, very hard fight. It's no joke. Yeah, that game can suck my unwashed dick. My apologies, I am not that... I don't usually use profanity like this. I hate that game so much. Alright, let's see if we're gonna die in 1 second. I got an input drop. Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. 5 bullets. Alright, focus up. Same position. Missed. Look at how aggressive she is. Holy crap, what she's doing there. The moment she aims, she will shoot. How did that miss? Oh, that was bullshit. I strafed. She shouldn't shoot me. Do not encourage pre-order. Maybe you should not have pre-ordered that game. I said no pre-orders. You do not know how Volume 2 will release. At what condition. It might be broken just like Volume 1. What the hell? Keep in mind, there is MGS4. It's not like Volume 2. Oh, god damn it. Okay, I strafed again, game. What the hell was that? Could I imagine? Yeah, I mean, I think portable ops have a bigger chance to be remade instead of ported. I'm getting so many input drops, it's annoying. Twin Snakes on Volume 3, I don't think it's gonna happen. Nintendo was involved with that game. I don't think even Nintendo is gonna allow it. Yeah, there's something off with my controller. Holy shit, she shot immediately. I thought I had like a split of a second.
Look out! Snake! Snake!
Yeah, this is a fight that is not easy. The hardest fight in the game. Because technically this fight on the PS1 version, PS1, is very slowed down. This game is very slowed down, so trying to play this on PC or on a powerful hardware with a fast clock speed means you will have to do this fight at full speed, which is not what Kojima intended. Yeah, I'm not joking. This is not how you are supposed to do this fight. On PS1, this fight is very slowed down when you use your PSG-1, which means you'll have more time to react to Sniper Wolf reaction to you. But here, the game, this entire fight is done at full speed. Which means... No! God damn it.
Snake! Answer me! Snake!
I can't do this. We are plus 13. I have a better idea. Why not we do MGS 2 for a little bit? Just give me a moment. I'm gonna take a bathroom break. I'll be back. Alright, Metal Gear Solid 2. Surprisingly, it's the only Metal Gear game that did not get update 3.0. Makes you wonder why. I mean, the game looks fine, but you would hope that it should get the updates. Yeah, the game looks fantastic. It's not like it doesn't. Yeah, I'm actually very excited about MGS4 as well. Where is that PlayStation 3 machine? Yeah, this can now rest in peace. It can now rest in peace. They have served me well. Nintendo just doesn't care at this point. Oh boy. No, 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 no. Trust me. You ever know the term Nintendo ninjas? They do not own the game, just like Bayonetta 1 and 2 and 3. Nintendo does not own the Bayonetta IP, Sega does. But Nintendo was the one who funded the development of these games. I mean, like I said, I have a feeling like Twin Snakes have a bigger chance being as an exclusive Master Collection Volume 2 game on Switch 1 and 2 over it being like something on every platform. Alright. Maybe I should practice... I don't think I have a save file, right? No. What happened to my save file, though? Yeah, NSO, GameCube. That's like... I feel like it'd have a bigger option or bigger chance to be there. What's the point of readjusting my aim during all fights so I do not... because I do not have Diazepam/Pentasmin with me. You have like 3 seconds before you can adjust the aim. Otherwise, you have like 3 seconds to adjust your aim before Snake's aim start to shake. Alright, let's see how far can we make it. I feel like we're gonna fail the Prozac skip.
All right, let's look at your...
Mr. Clips, if Volume 1 is not ready, then why are you releasing it? That's the point.
It's the enemy.
Why are you releasing Volume 1 if it is not ready? But I guess my biggest issue, my biggest gripe with Volume 1 is that it was released with a locked 720p. And Konami did not fix that issue until almost a year later. I mean, if it was 1080p, 4K, if the resolution was unlocked, then I probably would not have a problem with it. I'm not gonna ask for like high texture or high anything. Yeah, all emblem. My god. I'm probably only gonna make a guide for Big Boss rank, Big Boss emblem, and the rest of the ones just good luck. That RNG.
I've been with the unit since I was born. I grew up on the battlefield. Conflict and victory were my parents. The unit is my life. We've shared everything.
Yeah, but the thing is, GoldenEye was not officially released. It was developed, but it was not officially released, isn't it? I don't know. I am not very familiar with the situation. Well, that's what Akamura said. He said mistakes that happened with Volume 1 will not be repeated. But the thing is, words are cheap. We're gonna have to wait and see Volume 2 when it's gonna release. I mean, if I can get 1080p 60 FPS, then I'm happy. That's all I want. 1080p 60 FPS. I'm not gonna ask for the impossible. Just give me 60 FPS and 1080p, and that's it. Alright, here we go. First try. Come on. Expected.
Who is that? I got you. Enemy in the area. Increase security level.
Gonna lose some time, but that's fine. Let's do it like the old way.
Freeze. What's that? Who is that? Are you okay? Being attacked. I don't know where he is.
Whoa. What? What?
Snake, what's wrong? Snake! Snake!
I am 100% sure I aimed at the sensor. What the heck? Weird. We're gonna have to see this cutscene now, which is annoying. That is dumb and stupid.
Arizona Bridge checkpoint passed. All non-essential personnel report to the holds in 10 minutes' time for the scheduled briefing session with the Commandant. You are ordered to continue manning your posts until that time.
I think Volume 2 is ready. Konami could release it today if they want to. That's what I believe. But they decided to wait for a year. Exactly 1 year. Exactly 1 year to release it. Yeah, very low in ammo. Bad RNG. No, that's gonna happen. Now they have announced the release dates. Because keep in mind, when Konami or a company, any company, announce a release date, especially for a big company like Konami, there are other factors that are affected with it. How did that miss? It went right through him.
Snake, respond. Snake, Snake!
Yeah, there are other factors that are pretty much affect the choice of a release date. Especially when a big company is developing a game. Big publisher like Konami or Capcom. Like for example, Resident Evil 2 Requiem, which is going to be releasing in next week, I think. In about a week and a half. 10 days from now. Huh? What is going on with the game?
Snake, what's wrong? Snake! Snake!
I have heard from a trusted source that Requiem has been ready to be released since last year. Since July 2025.
At the moment, every industrialized nation on the globe knows the specifications for Metal Gear.
Freeze.
Worse yet, so do a number of rogue states.
Freeze.
They are all working on deploying their own.
Pachinko in
They
Volume
are all
1.
working on deploying their own
How are you gonna play
Metal
it?
Gear. Just to compete with the U.S.'s nuclear strike.
Welcome, pal.
The world is about to see a swarm of these Metal Gear derivatives.
That was a terrible tanker. But then again, I am rusty with this game. I mean, I don't mind Pachinko in Volume 3 if that happened.
We, the Marines,
What I did something called the ladder skip. It saves a significant amount of time. Apart from fighting games, if you remember correctly, you're not into turn-based RPG. No, I enjoy playing turn-based RPG. I am not into hack and slash. Trust me, I try to enjoy them. It's just they are not my thing. It's not for me. I enjoy like some of them, but not all of them. And the reason that I enjoy them are for the lore purposes, but it is not like I enjoy playing them for the sake of gameplay because the gameplay is amazing. No. Sometimes I enjoy them because I love certain aspects within hack and slash, like the story, the art, the puzzles, the lore. But enjoying hack and slash game for the sake of hack and slash or gameplay-wise, no, I don't like it. With the exception of one game only that I really enjoyed doing hack and slash, and that is Ninja Gaiden Black. It's pretty much the only hack and slash game that I really, really loved and enjoyed. Other games like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta. What else? God of War. Like I said, I do not hate them because they are hack and slash. It's just I don't enjoy the hack and slash part of it. I enjoy other things within it, like the music, the story, the puzzles, level design. I hope that makes sense. A lot of people says, how can you hate on Devil May Cry? How can you hate in... What am I supposed to do? It's like asking someone who does not like watching hockey. I don't know anything about hockey. Why do you want me to love hockey?
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to play Splinter Cell, then the remake of Splinter Cell has been announced, and I decided to wait, and then apparently that was cancelled. I don't know. I was really want to play Splinter Cell, like the entire series, but then, like I said, Ubisoft 3-4 years ago, I don't remember when, announced a remake of Splinter Cell, and I decided to wait for that to release. Since it's gonna be a remake of the first game, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait. It's been 4 years. I don't know how long. And apparently it was cancelled. Oh, I already played Clair Obscur Expedition 33 and I finished it. Thank you for the recommendation. I already played that game and I finished it and I enjoyed it. And I love it. It's my game of the year of 2025. I hated the dream sequence in Delta. It was nothing special. Didn't restart development sometime? I have no idea. I am not a Splinter Cell savvy or a fan to tell you what. All I know is that it was announced 3-4 years ago, and since then we have never gotten any news at all regarding that game. Is it still in development? We do not know. Has it been cancelled? We do not know. I mean, last month Ubisoft cancelled a lot of games. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, was 90% complete and they decided to cancel it. And they said there were other games that was cancelled too. So maybe it was cancelled? Who knows? Well, we're gonna see about that. You'll ask Ubisoft to do a proper remake? Yeah, I guess so. I trust Konami more than Ubisoft to do their remakes. I mean, Prince of Persia is like 90% complete. Just release the goddamn thing and be done with it. I like the original Prince of Persia. It wouldn't do any harm. You are 10% left. Maybe there are some legal issues that prevent the release, though. Yeah, I bought it actually day one. From the moment I saw that trailer, the E3 2000 and not E3, it was Xbox event in June, I think, 2024. I was intrigued. I would love to do another playthrough once I build my PC. God knows when that's gonna happen, especially with the fucking Ramageddon that is going on. I got every part. The only part left is the RAM. The only part left is the goddamn RAM. I want a 64 gigabyte DDR5 30CL RAM, and I can't find one cheap. I can't actually find one, let alone a cheap one. Okay, we're gonna get spotted. That's unfortunate. This guy's gonna shotgun me in the face.
Jack, what's going on? Answer me! Jack? Jack!
Yeah, true. Okay, I think we have a better chance now. That's what's supposed to happen. Yeah, 64 gigabyte is about, yeah, $1,000. The problem is I'm trying to get CL3, and I can't seem to find the CL3 one. I mean, I have the CPU, I have the GPU, I have the motherboard, I have a new case. I actually bought a new case. I even have the cooling. I have everything ready. All that left is the RAM. It's kind of depressing. And the issue is that prices is not gonna go down anytime soon. Experts are saying this RAM Mageddon shortage is probably gonna last for the next 3 to 4 years. Until, like, other companies, especially the Chinese ones, start making alternative to it. I don't think they're gonna remove anything. I really do not think they're gonna remove anything that is perverted regarding pause.
Who's there?
Welcome, Steven. Well, that's the power of YouTube algorithm. This is why whenever there is something major going on within the Metal Gear, anything that is related to Metal Gear, you need to post a video about it because the YouTube algorithm will favor it immediately. That's why I'm getting so many views. Not because people like my content, it's because it's now what the algorithm decided to show.
What was that just now?
You figure out the Matrix? I guess so. But I couldn't figure it out with the cardboard box video challenge that I made. It's kind of depressing that I put like three weeks of work on that video. Yeah, that video took me 3 weeks to work and finish. And guess what? I only got like 1,400, like 1,400 views. It's kind of depressing. And that's what scares me the most from doing like long videos. Right now, I am working on a 50-minute long video that is hopefully will go live sometimes of early March. It's a great topic actually, but I'm very worried that people might not like that topic. It's a niche topic, to be honest. It's about like the demos of Metal Gear games. The forgotten history of Metal Gear demos.
It's the enemy. I need help.
I guess that's why a lot of content creators have Patreons, because of that. In case the video does not get the amount of views that you hope, at the very least the Patreons is gonna help covering some of the loss that the video will end up causing to you. Because seriously, you do not want to have a video on YouTube that does not get clicks, it will affect your overall channel. What do you guys think? Should I open a Patreon page? I know a lot of people have a Patreon. Sometimes the easier videos get more wave fours than long essay ones. True. Completely true.
Who is that?
F that guy.
Who's that?
Like, for example, if you take a look at one of my most viewed short videos, thank you for mentioning this, Steven. I have a video which is a short video that have generated over 1.4 million views. The problem is that that video is very outdated. It is from like January or February 2024 when Kojima announced Viscent. I decided to make a short video about it. To this day, this video is still getting views and getting like comments. It's an old news. Oh my god. Please stop. Watch something else. It is something that I will never understand. It is not like a video that is timeless. No, it is just covering the news of Kojima creating a stealth action game, a spiritual successor to the Metal Gear franchise, which is Viscent. It's an old news. We should move on. To this day, that video is still making views. I mean, I don't mind, but man, when I get a notification about a comment, like someone commented to one of my views, it angers me that the fact that it was that video instead of one of my newer video. I mean, here's the thing. I don't have a problem if it is a video that's designed to last long, like one of my challenge videos. These videos are designed to pretty much last long. Like, it is a timeless video. But when a video that I make about a specific type of news from like 2 or 3 years ago and still getting comments and generating views, it is something that I would love not to see happen in the future. Yeah, hopefully. To be honest, I'm not expecting that video to get 100 like views because the point is to. Because I was, like I said in the video, I was hoping I wanted to make a follow-up video a long time ago, but I decided to wait until I educate myself about the cell architecture and some other things regarding it. Because a lot of people seems to understand that oh my god, what happened?
Enemy sighted.
Gonna have to change routes. Yeah, because a lot of people think that I do not want MGS4 to be released to modern hardware, which is false. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Konami need to work very hard if they want to get that game to modern hardware. And guess what? They did. They did work hard. But a lot of people think you just don't want the game to be coming to modern hardware. I do want to make it. I really do want it to come to modern hardware. I don't know why people created this misconception. This is why a lot of people say judge a cover, like judge a book from its cover. They do not read what the book is all about. Oh, crap. And I guess what angers people a lot more is how what I called Metal Gear Solid 4. That not being as great as Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 and 3. And I am right. MGS4 is not a great game. I'm sorry. And I am ready to die on that hill. Any day. MGS4 is not a great game as MGS1, 2, and 3. It is a good game, but not a masterpiece. Maybe the only thing that I regret about it is that I did not make a video which I explain my points. Why do I believe MGS4 is not a great game? There are so many issues with MGS4. Out of ammo. 0 ammo. Not good. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not saying it is a bad, awful game. I don't know why people think I'm saying that. All I'm saying is not as great as MGS 1, 2, and 3. That's what I'm saying. That's a stun. Where's the ammo? I don't think there's an ammo. God damn it. It is not as great as MGS 1, 2, and 3. It is not as a masterpiece. It is not a masterpiece as MGS 1, 2, and 3. A lot of people are saying, you calling MGS 4 bad, you dumb fuck? No. That's not what I'm saying. And all I'm saying is not that it is not that good. It is not a masterpiece. Yes, it won multiple Game of the Year award. Yes, it sold like 8 million copies. But man, come on. It is not the game has glaring issues that you cannot just take a blind eye. Turn a blind eye on it. It has some glaring issues. I mean, the only good thing, the best thing that I can consider, or the masterpiece, the thing that I consider masterpiece in MGS4 is Act 1 and 2. Act 1 and 2 are what I really can call masterpiece. It is a chef kiss. Well, my wife is just signaling to me, telling me it's dinner time, which means I'm gonna have to finish the stream. Yes, we are celebrating the announcements. Yeah, the moment you start Act 3, unfortunately, the game just fall down. I'm sorry. Act 1 and 2 are amazing. Act 3 is probably the worst act in the game. Act 4 is a nostalgia trip that is done poorly. Yes, it is done poorly. It should have been done better than what we experienced in the game. And Act 5 is essentially a 2-hour movie. One day I'm gonna make a big long video why I really think MGS4 is not as good as MGS 1, 2, and 3, but that's probably gonna happen one day. Who knows when that day is gonna come. Here's the thing. Let me explain this for the last time. MGS4, if you play it for the first time back in 2008, like I did, when I played back then, I thought it was the best game ever made. It was a masterpiece. It was Game of the Year. It is nothing could come to its magnificent. That was my first playthrough back in 2008. However, I start playing it again and again. And this is where I start noticing the cracks. And then these cracks become so fucking obvious to the point that I cannot ignore anymore. And I was like, oh my god, this game is not as good as I thought it's gonna be. It is like the exact opposite of MGS2. MGS2, when it first came out, I hated it. I hated it MGS2 so badly. All because of one thing. Raiden, and how we were tricked into it. Yes, I understood the story, but I hated it, that game. However, the more I play it, the more I pay attention to the gameplay, to the lore, to the story, to the meta commentary that Kojima wants us to learn about, I started appreciating the game even more and more. Then suddenly, this game that I hated at the beginning turned out to be a masterpiece. And suddenly, MGS2 is my favorite game of all. My favorite Metal Gear game ever. Suddenly. MGS4 is quite the opposite. I thought it was amazing, but then gradually, the more I play it, the more I see some glaring issues with it. So that's what I really, really believe about MGS4. Are we expecting anything from Guy Savage, MGS3 Delta? Maybe there's something going on with Konami and like Platinum Games, maybe a new Castlevania, who knows. There's a lot of things about MGS4, but I have to finish the stream because I need to go. I have promised my wife dinner. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Totally appreciate it. That was actually a fun stream. Tomorrow, I really do not know if I'm going to be able to stream tomorrow. I'm going to try my best, but I don't know if I can. However, if not, you will probably going to see me next Sunday, as I'll be out of town for a couple of days. Thank you guys very much for watching. Truly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow or next Sunday. Peace, everyone. Have a nice day. And by the way, go give a like to the latest video that I made. I worked so hard for it. Peace, everyone. Have a nice day. Later.